right, abusia min channel sanso mo akwa baso ko san fa mo channel so hada so ye be media je abusia ye be stress ene de ko ni twa channel so ni de kwan so be subscribe be like na wa bo an chama for pension no bi atie no anya bi atie na se wa recommend ye channel no ma for pension no bi atie no anya bi atie abusia ene Paul Adam Okyere ye allegedly ababeto dwa se was siu eye OSP kisi ajabe abuso bi be bisa se de na abade na si ye no nti Paul Adam Okyere atumi asiu eye OSP abusuan ye bekọ na akwa kotie ya de so chema Wontumi abusuan ne court nsensem no hemfa na akwa kosi de na court aka akire eye chema Wontumi abusuan yonko na yenteni na emergency hada so ebe media bomodi aso be subscribe e de amabobo notification bell no so for more podcast updates.
Paul Adam Okyere, a former board chairman of the Ghana Airport Authority, was sued and now we're initiating legal proceedings against Office of the Special Prosecutor. Say undeclare the asset, any properties, any income. Yeah, the one some basa and so the chairman Wontumi EcoPM High Court. Now the home minister, you'll be the first person to get the video. You will enjoy it. And Ushe now be like and I will leave you comment in the comment section. Nothing so after and by sharing for others to get to enjoy what you are bringing you today. And yes, sum me up and the down. And then you chairman Wontumi and Paul Adam Okyere and one some and by say after Paul Adam Okyere. Paul Adam Okyere, according to documenter, Yasaite, were initiating legal proceedings against the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Now, medical kuchino brofo miwiana macheche mochi at the amount. Now, the smearing legal tensions between the Office of the Special Prosecutor and media personality Paul Adam Okyere have erupted into a full-scale High Court application. Mr. Adam Okyere, former board chairman of the Ghana Airport Authority, former board chairman of Ghana Airports Company Limited, has initiated a legal action seeking to quash a highly controversial directive from the OSP demanding that he declares his property and income. And the only say OSP already order Paul Adam Okyere say undeclare the property and any income. And no, and Paul Adam Okyere any issue na kopiem quarter or person court no down no and call my Twitter page now ex formerly Twitter. Or the confirmation about any court document no about betuja after Paul Adam Okyere initiated legal proceeding to stop the OSP. Say Obenya. And I say, all initiated legal proceedings said be best stop OS, from demanding Paul Adam Okyere making public declaration of his property and of course income. And the Paul say anya dia obe declare the property and the income to a court an order a bit mama na kwashe sad na OSP order. Now obibusa say issue be na so between Paul Adam Okyere and OSP. Obekaya abai by OSP why na bebre. Na ade ba ko say I think in August 2025 Paul Adam Okyere, sorry, I tell you for one sorry, Paul Adam Okyere was arrested by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and I think or spend days some hours OSP honum and be share ni audio ni experience abra or behind bars OSP honum na ochiremu at the frontier OSP and akwa do omode abon nti omo no sa time no ochiremu o se ma kotie sa video no yakoba na feri nchiremu aba megidi say ukotie sa video now it will give you a background to the entire story and why we are here after Paul Adam Okyere EcoPM High Court Osiki in order to quash that directive from the OSP say undeclare the property and the income. Paul Adam Okyere with Bernard Avle on Channel 1 TV during an interview and someone and Chiremo de by the Conti OSP for Eton is a friend in here.
No, the letter they sent to you was the letter indicates that you are a suspect for this.
Okay.
So sometimes when you get there, they will do what they call the technical arrest.
Okay.
By touching you and say that you're under arrest.
Did they do that?
Yes, they did. So they read your rights to you, that you can decide not to answer questions, etc., etc. So you proceed. That is how come you need bail.
Okay. So you are technically arrested.
Yes. So when the interrogation finished, they brought a form that you should fill. Now the form has specific questions. One of the questions is, do you have landed property in your name? And I answered that question, no.
Okay.
And I'm beginning to understand that was a problem, which we can talk about. And they said, do you have car? I answered it, and etc. Then they give you a bigger form that has more details, which you should answer over 30 days. So after the interrogation, they go to another room, and then some very nice people, they bring the form, and then you fill it. Then they take the form away. So after the form, they will come back and tell you your bail conditions. And that's where my lawyers...
So when you said you didn't have landed property in your name, did you understand that that was a precondition for the bail?
No,
you didn't know?
No, it's a form. It's just a form that you are filling. It has nothing to do with bail.
It's not labeled?
No, it's labeled as to disclose your name, your hometown, and they ask you questions.
So when you get there, do they charge you? Or they just say, I want to understand what it is.
The letter they sent to you
What was the letter saying?
indicates that you are a suspect for this.
Okay.
So sometimes when you get there, they will do what they call the technical arrest.
Okay.
By touching you and say that you're under arrest.
Did they do that?
Yes, they did. So they read your rights to you, that you can decide not to answer questions, etc., etc. So you proceed. That is how come you need bail.
Okay. So you were technically arrested?
Yes. So when the interrogation finished, they brought a form that you should fill. Now, the form has specific questions. One of the questions is, do you have landed property in your name? And I answered that question, no.
Okay.
And I'm beginning to understand that was a problem, which we can talk about. And there's, do you have car? I answered it, and etc. Then they give you a bigger form that has more details, which you should answer over 30 days. So after the interrogation, they go to another room, and then some very nice people, they bring the form, and then you fill it. Then they take the form away. So after the form, they will come back and tell you your bail conditions. And that's where my lawyers...
So when you said you didn't have landed property in your name, did you understand that that was a precondition for the bail?
No, no,
you didn't know?
No, it's a form. It's just a form that you are filling. It has nothing to do with bail.
It's not labeled?
No, it's labeled as to disclose your name, your hometown. It's like a personal information form.
So when you filled that form, then later it was then said that because you have no landed property in your name, you can't get bail?
That is how my lawyers got upset, because the form indicates what you have as a landed property. So you answer the question. So by the time they are reading your bail conditions to you, they've already seen that form. They know what you have said in that form. So the big issue for my lawyers was that the suspect says that I do not have landed property. And then you say, okay, that is your bail condition. It suggests that there's a problem. But that's where the banter by lawyers starts.
Abuja, for media personality and former board chairman of the Ghana Airports Company Limited, Paul Adumochiri, and I was telling Kaswani Berat Avle Airborne Commodin Chemu Airban. I mean, specific inquiry into suspected corruption and corruption-related offences and specific allegation that award of revenue assurance contract by the Ghana Airports Company Limited to a private entity, Evertex Limited. And the OSP at the time, or that. Sad directive from OSP, it was dated 4th August 2025. And OSP order Paul said, or making it public and as on declaring income and the property. And the Paul the Yanko PM, Chama Wontumi, and then of course, High Court and Criminal Division. And I'm sorry, and Chama Wontumi. High Court Criminal Division, I issue bench warrant say Chama Wontumi because no so copy court. But and China say I think so one copy court on time. But later on we hear some to copy Emma against such like a crack by intino Ushema Chama Wontumi later on to copy court Emma court no rescind or decision, yeah the whole some eba match them Chama Wontumi so Bonnie na why and then why in tia or court issue ben and not copy court. But let me go through the summary of what happened in court after the court rescinded its bench warrant decision. Here we are. Now a bench warrant issued earlier today for the arrest of Bernard and Chibu Esiako Chama Wontumi, the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, was formally rescinded after he appeared in court shortly thereafter. Now, the warrant had been issued by the Accra the High Court Criminal Division at around 9:40 a.m. It's around 9:40 a.m. and High Court Criminal Division issue bench warrant as arrest warrant after Chama Wontumi failed to show up in court around 9:40 a.m. However, he and his legal team arrived past 10 a.m. Let's just say 10 a.m. according to this story from Aja Online, and Chama Wontumi and the legal team in ABPM and petitioned the court for rescission, which was granted at 11:39 a.m. During the proceedings, Wontumi's lawyer and the Apia Kubi informed the bench that they had believed the hearing was scheduled for 10 a.m. as a case management conference, not earlier time set. So, Utia Chama Wontumi lawyer and the Apia Kubi no say case no, and Baba and Ebe started. Around 10 a.m. Eti abusafo yemon chemu ni say Chama Wontumi edi no one him say ne akonta mining firm ehon sensem akopiem obekaya. The first arrest omumeki ye ya Chama Wontumi na MPP fo nyina akopiem ewo asoye honum na enye easy cry yokofo na ade nyina Chama Wontumi ne ho asa ne ho akire ne ye pa aban ba in terms of arrest ne sa ne ma no what you say ye di chemu ba. But first of mama nkoti attorney general at the time Ekika nema ohunu se Chama Wontumi aya e warrant say e investigate no and the attorney general mama nkotie attorney general Dr. Dominic Ayine enchemo de by Chama Wontumi adekunta Chama Wontumi at the time no say investigate no.
The police CID have also completed a docket on the Akonta mining case and submitted same to my office. We have prepared charges and sent them back to the police CID for the suspects to be formally charged before their arraignment in court in the coming days. ladies and gentlemen of the media, my fellow countrymen and women, in conclusion, I wish to remind you of the fact that when I announced the Kobina Edubohin investigation, I was blunt in stating the fact that I am open to engaging in plea bargaining with those who have been investigated and found to have looted or stolen state resources. I minced no words about my intentions and will therefore not shut the door to any accused person willing to enter into negotiations with my office for purposes of reaching a plea agreement. My approach is in consonance with the central plank of the oral, which is to recover the loot, which is to recover all the loot. But of course, you use all advisedly, because as I pointed out clearly, it is not in all cases that it is possible to recover all the loot. So you recover some, realistically possible. Of course, recovering the loot and jailing looters are not mutually exclusive. And I believe that that is what citizens are pushing for. In other words, both can take place, and that will be full-fledged accountability. But anyone familiar with the plea negotiations would agree that it is rare to go into the negotiation room and come out without giving up something in order to clinch a deal. Our plea bargain statute captures that succinctly, as it contemplates that the Attorney General may even go to the extent of dropping charges in exchange for restitution. Also, under the Cost Act 1993, Act 459, an accused may plead guilty to a charge or charges and pay restitution where the offense involves harm to the property of the Republic, including financial resources. In that case, the accused is to be handed a non-custodial sentence. As the Attorney General, I will not oppose the use of Section 35 of the Cost Act to achieve the purposes of oral. Now, Section 35 is mandatory. Once the accused approaches the judge, and pleads guilty to the charge, the judge is mandated, the judge could reject the restitution or reject the offer.
So that was the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine, and someone to Jaffa Chairman Wontumi. Until we say Attorney General no see the Deputy Attorney General Rem side, Justice Rem side, also call Facebook, Eddie, and send me to Facebook or church him at the Contact Chairman Wontumi. We investigating. In fact, he mentioned fraud, money laundering, a lot of allegations normal level against Chairman Wontumi in the call do on the abono. Nene, copy more court and the appeal could be in Chemu by at the Contact bench warrants for the arrest of Chairman Wontumi was issued earlier, but later on PM or court and somewhere and the appeal could be electrons and job for him. Maybe I'll cut video no. Maybe a brand to be friend coca. Also the Chairman won't be PM or the Chairman won't be actually a PM or court. Also they send me to that. Yaba better to my member Kotie and the appeal could be or a legal representative of Chairman won't be in this ongoing case.
The matter was slated for today. Republic versus Chairman Wontumi and Akroma. We presume that the time was 10 a.m. So we have prepared to come at 10 a.m. In any case, today's matter was a CMC, case management conference, and the Attorney General was supposed to serve us with the discoveries 1 week before today. We did not receive any such service, so we knew that we'll come to court and take another date for the Attorney General to be able to serve us. Only for us to get to the court before 10 a.m. and be informed that the matter had been called and adjourned and a bench warrant issued against Chairman Wontumi. We found that one disturbing, so we made an application to the registrar to ensure the court reconvene, because the client was already in the premises of the court, except that we mistakenly advised him that the matter will be called at 10. So the court came back to sit and rescinded the decision in respect of the bench warrant. So for now, the case stands adjourned to 4th of November at 9 a.m. in the court premises. We thank you very much for your support and your guidance. We appreciate that. Let us not continue to belabor the point. It is only part of the process of the court. when an accused person is not present when the matter is called, one of the issues that will arise will be whether or not the accused person deliberately refused to present himself in court. And unfortunately, we've been able to prove to the judge that we were thinking at cross purposes. It is not the case of the accused person refusing to appear before the court. But I mistakenly believe that the court will be called at 10 a.m. I thank you so much.
Enti and the appear could be lawyer for Chairman Wontumi some of the two gun. Oh yeah, and I cook say, and then maybe to so. No more copy more course say more Chairman Wontumi back court now Okoya until be a walk court. And I was some issue bench warrants me a question. I think say minimum some miscommunication. Me say maintain me who be na anya when I say be a time and also start a case no and anya my issue a trendy ye pa and the cook and so and some of the bashimuni. Me walk with cooker. Yaba yaba to us.
We are in court. Wontumi got here 7:30. You all saw him when Wontumi got here. You bloggers, you saw him. You wanted to come talk to him, and he said he was waiting for his lawyer. You go inside, says here, you won't say Joy News. I a news card, echo round say, yeah, issue bench warrants. But Wontumi and then the lawyer, and what them was here courtroom 4. Almost was here. So say so I'm court. What he was here. Into mistake I think say it has to be rectified. It is untrue. He's in the courtroom. Who has 7:30. No on any judge. The lawyers name him say court session at 10 o'clock. Into your ball 9:45 and you move court talk. Into your courtroom forces here. Into say I have to say I am wondering who is peddling that falsehood. And it's on you ha. Many Jinana who say one of the Attorney General's assistants, you know, say honorable. We are done with the court sitting. The judge has issued a bench warrant for Wontumi not appearing in court. But Wontumi is in court now. Who court room 4? Into me urging Mumo the uncle court room 4. Now Mumo say Wontumi into yes.
Exact time Ben on the
10 o'clock. But you saw us here. We saw you know our hand. We were here.
You were here before 10.
Yes, you do at 7:30. And you call courtroom was 9:45. And he has been here. The whole place I am. Obenya Prime Parking say no.
It's when the catcher was a
Sana echo round. Our Joy News. Joy News are publishes is here.
Sincere na abanisano. A day na ebeya.
Ona so more courtroom. See and we who judge in this animal. They will still lawyers know they will go through the process. But we just wanted the general public to know so Wontumi is in court or has is here. Or has is here. I mean we are me say move kosro akwa verify am courtroom for thank you.
So that means you will not be arrested.
No, see you should we am ba
And the abusia for Chairman Wontumi any Paul at the much the one some and edit to Jano. But I think that Chairman Wontumi issue no. I'm for interest on power copy more courts no video can a trouble send be able who said it's equal and the Chairman Wontumi enjoy this video about Chairman Wontumi copy high court and who some the abremo later on Nana Jantwa the Sokato man ebe Johnny and now the Munchiremu at the Aba Ama Antiasi air right here on the channel Nana Jantwa team. But your best subscribe channel we have bell notification icon you turn it on so there be a video and drop here once Akroma.